So this is a shout out to Camille, who left a great comment on my vlog this morning, gave me quite a laugh, talking about what a mess my yard was, and that it looked like travellers had just upped and left. It looked worse than that, apparently. And what I want Camille to know is it's not a yard, it's a field. It's a field with trees growing in it. It's a field with animals living in it. Animals who shit. Animals who dig around under the leaves, which are full of bugs and grubs and things for them to eat. Surrounded by forest. So what you have here is a field that is keeping the forest back. Told me off for criticising Stephanie Jarvis, who has servants. Servants that work indoors, servants that work outdoors, gardeners. Earns over 35 grand a month on YouTube. I don't. I have a 75-year-old man, husband, and I'm 67. So if we were to do anything out here, and we don't because it's a field, we're just not able to do that now we're older. But it's okay because it works for the chickens. And I wonder, why does stuff have to be so perfect? What's going on inside you that you need to put on a pristine front? Is it that you don't want people to see how dirty and disorganised you are inside? Is that why you don't like this? Because what you get with me is what you see, what you get. What you see is what you get. So I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm all clean and nice and clean inside. None of us are. But I wonder. I also wonder where you live. Do you live on a housing estate? Do you live on a development that's been built that has gardens starting from scratch with lawns that have been laid fresh? This grass, this field has been here for decades and decades and decades. And it's field grass. It is a field. And the house, which is 200 years old, will have been built on this field. This is not going to be your front lawn or your back lawn in your yard, ever. And you think that I'm lazy. Lazy for only walking 600 yards. You obviously don't know me. But that's okay, you make a judgment based on the 2 videos that you've looked at. I hope you are clean and tidy inside. So I went to the osteopath earlier over lunchtime. A bit of a weird experience, very different to my previous one. Thank the dog. He spent a lot of time working on my big toe, and I've had a look when I've come home and listened to a podcast about the big toe. And apparently it is where osteopaths can work to deal with pelvic issues. So even though he was working on my big toe, I've got low back pain. So obviously, that is obviously what was happening. This is Japonica, Chinese quince, which will be out properly in February, I expect. So yeah, he did that. He didn't have any English, so it was quite a stilted session because I didn't understand osteopathic French very well. I've got another appointment in 3 weeks' time. So we'll see. Oh, it's horrible out here. It was very wet as we travelled back. Not heavy rain, but sort of very heavy Devon mist, I suppose you could call it. So it's quite slippery underfoot. I slipped a bit the other day, so I'm being really careful. I can't close this gate. That's it. Can I help you at all? Huh? So there we are. That's the field. It's not a yard. It must be very painful for you to look at. It's like it doesn't matter. What? It's not important, is it? In the scheme of things, how your yard looks, it's not important. Oh, we did have a question for everybody. I've been pondering this one as well. If you didn't clean your toilet for a couple of days, what would happen? There, that's my question. And on that note, because Isis is making such a lot of noise, I'm going to close the vlog.